Hello, I'm John Joseph, and I'm going to talk with you today about heroin. If there's a friend of yours or maybe a family member and you find out that they're doing heroin, uh, you need to be afraid. You need to be very, very afraid. Heroin, of course, isn't regulated. Heroin, of course, is very strong. Sometimes it could come 5, 10 times stronger. You can get it and it's pure. It's cut with a lot of different other drugs. Fentanyl, just small amounts of that can kill you. Here's what happens when somebody does heroin, they get a euphoria first. You don't have to shoot it up anymore, you can snort it. Today's heroin is so strong, you can snort it. Of course, it'll go further if you shoot it up. It'll go 2 to 3 times further. You stand a better chance of killing yourself from shooting up. But people have been dying. There's an epidemic now. People have been dying from snorting heroin. What happens is when somebody does heroin, they get a euphoric rush and then they come down. To come down is literally the the opioids, the downers in the drug, shutting down your body. That's what's happening. Um, they'll go on a nod, it's called, and this is when they die. It'll shut the body down. They'll get a euphoric high, and then it'll shut the body down, and then they nod off, and that's shutting the body down. They usually come out of it in a matter of 5, 10 minutes. Sometimes it could last longer. I was at a friend's house once, and I remember I went over there, and he was all Russian, just coming back into the house. He had a friend there that shot up, and what happened was he dragged the guy to the alley. This just shows you what happens. The guy shot up his heroin, went into the knot, and passed out. Now that guy could have died. His friend thought of one thing: get this guy out of my house. What is this? He's passed out laying there, and that's when you usually die. And a lot of times, friends will just take you out of the house. They figure you're gonna, you'll sleep this off or whatever it is. No, you don't. I mean, you're supposed to come out of it. You don't always come out of it. If somebody if a loved one of yours is doing some drugs and you don't know what kind of drugs, chances are, if it's heroin, it's going to be a while before you find out, but you'll eventually find out. Heroin is something to be very, very afraid of. I would say 12 or 13 people that I personally knew or grew up with. We're just talking about friends, not people that I've counseled, and that it goes into tons of them. But 12 or 13 people that I personally knew that did heroin, 8 or 9 of them died of an overdose. So it'll kill you. You don't know what you're getting when you're doing it. And sometimes you could be having a bad day and you just, I'm gonna do a couple of bags. Well, you do a couple of bags and you get your euphoric rush, and then you go into your nod. That's when the body shuts down from it. It's such a downer, but that's when you die. What happens is the body so shuts down, you just stop breathing. Your body can't even function anymore. It's very, very scary. I can go into details, and I don't want to get too depressing here on people that I know, and somebody very close to me too. Um, if your loved one is doing heroin, you need to get them professional help. Uh, you really, really need to take charge, because you don't know when they're going to go out and then not come back or come home. So you have to be very, very careful.